live. So I selected this matchup because I want
I
to...
selected this matchup.
Are you done? Because I wanted...
Because I wanted... Alright, so we've got Tyler He versus
Andy Falk.
the classic Green-Black Delirium versus Aetherworks Marvel, I believe?
I don't think that this is a classic matchup.
If you consider matchups that were shown on the Pro Tour several times to be classics, then this is a classic matchup.
I mean, alright. Okay, classic. Fine.
Fine.
But I don't recall this matchup, so I just wanted to see how bad it was.
Alright.
I must not have seen...
Yeah, I just wanted to see how bad this is going to be.
Well, you said this
Let's see how far we can
this
tank
is
this.
nigh unwinnable for the Delirium
Not
deck.
nigh unwinnable. It's just not a good matchup. It's a bad matchup. It's as bad a matchup as we've seen in Standard for a long time.
Okay.
It might be worse than the Abzan versus Ramp matchups, which was also very bad.
Where Ramp just couldn't win those games?
No, Abzan couldn't win those games.
Really?
Yeah.
I played Abzan. I beat several Ramp decks.
It's not a good matchup.
All right.
You
well,
can.
I guess I'm just a skilled magician then.
Which Ramp decks were they?
I remember a red-green Ramp deck that got to like a what was that big idiot they played?
Ulamog.
Yeah. And you just like they Ulamog you once, and like you still get to attack the Ulamog again.
Well, I mean, they kill all your guys. And it's not the Ulamog that'll get you. It's the World Breaker. But that was several Standard seasons ago. This is a fresh Standard season.
Ooh, fresh and new.
So, it's not really fresh anymore. But we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
We're not going to dwell on the past. We're going to keep our eyes focused on the future. Our feet in front of us. One foot in front of the other. One step at a time.
We've got an overlay now?
We have a freaking overlay, man.
What? My body lay over the ocean. Nope.
That's reaching a little bit. I can appreciate it, but that's a little bit of a reach.
Yeah, had to try.
Yeah, I'd say I respect it, but I don't.
That's all right.
But I accept it.
Yeah, looks like we got a couple keeps.
Nice start for Tyler. The old land go. So this is I don't know that this is Marvel.
Oh, I messed up. This is a Colossus deck.
Oh. Great job.
Idiot. I'm such a donkey.
So, we were looking at Aetherworks Marvel being probably a 70-30 favorite to Green-Black Delirium being about 60-40.
Okay. So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a good chance.
You block with your... Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'd block
aggressive.
it all day.
That's aggressive. I
But I
guess
swinging
there's not a
in.
lot of grasp targets here.
Right. You definitely want to swing in and see if he blocks before you do that.
Okay.
Because if he just doesn't block, you're like, whatever, I gotta save my grasp. And if he does block, it's the same effect.
Here's the thing. What about just popping the vessel?
It's not a guaranteed thing.
I mean, okay.
Maybe hit it, maybe don't.
You run like an 80% chance. You keep the card in your
No,
hand.
that is not an 80% chance to hit Delirium off of a single vessel. Come on. You just pulled that number out of your butt, didn't you?
No, I'm thinking about it. So, vessel itself adds one type.
Okay.
And so all you have to do is find three more types out of the 4 cards you look at.
Right, so all 4 or 3 of the 4 cards that you look at have to have unique types.
Okay.
You think that's an 80% chance?
know. I don't know anything anymore.
It's not 80. I'll give you
I don't
that.
know what match we're watching.
I'll tell you that. That's good.
Yeah, here's the Radiant Flames from Andy Falk. Clearing the board.
This hand is stacked. If he has a land next turn,
here's
we're in Colossus Town.
Timeout. So if Tyler would have vesseled there when I thought he should have vesseled,
then maybe his guy lives.
He puts guy out of range. You know what I mean?
And maybe Andy has 4 more life, and maybe he doesn't get a trigger from his Grimflayer. How many more maybes do you want to go through here?
I don't know. He's delirious now, though. Here's the Hedron
I don't
Archive.
like this play, for the record.
What? We don't like Hedron Archive?
So he has a Skyship in hand.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's delirious now. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The big energy die. We just need as many visual cues as possible here.
Yep, so we're going to get double Colossus into play now.
Colossus.
Unless he wants to get his...
You don't. You don't need it here.
His Elder Deep Fiend.
The real question here is, do you jam for 5?
With your... Yeah, why not? Like, grass blows you out.
Does it?
Yeah, it just makes the guy 1/1 block it.
Yeah, it's not really a blowout, though. I mean, I guess it is.
You get to get... And listen,
As much of a blowout...
There's not a ton of grasp targets in
Right.
Andy's deck.
He's already played 1. This 5 is a big deal. Might not look like it, but it's a big one.
It slows the game down, or it speeds up the clock on Andy's side.
Yeah,
enough.
if Andy gets another Colossus, or if he has the mana, like if he draws a land, he can sacrifice the Mentor's Fair, and then this 1 blocker isn't going to cut it anymore.
Concur.
These 4 blockers, however...
Those are a different story.
So now you just take them to Pound Town, send your giant robots into the red zone.
Yeah, you just got to keep turning them sideways, right?
Yep. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
We can cast this. I guess if you robot in, you can cast this this Skyship, right?
You can already cast the Skyship.
I'm just saying you robot in first, see what's up.
He's got a creature to crew the Cultivator's Caravan, which is nice.
He's got this. Oh sure, okay.
He's also got the Skyship. Can he cast both? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, he can't cast both. But it might just be jam time. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sure, because it reduces it by 1. Nice. Kill this guy.
Alright. Man, so now that Skyship's going to get crewed and be attacking.
Or blocking, which is a little bit relevant here. You can prevent a Grimflayer trigger.
Mm-hmm. But it attacking, dealing 3 to the Ishkana, or the Grimflayer, or whatever it wants to.
Yeah, I mean, there's
potential Liliana that comes down.
Yeah, Liliana coming down, not great here, but it could be a thing. Really, neither of those targets are really impressive for dealing 3 damage to, but only the Ishkana can block it, which is relevant. You gotta block this. I mean, sure, you're walking into a grasp here, but if he doesn't have it, like...
Yeah, it's fine.
If you get the opportunity to shut off this trigger, it's a big deal.
Yeah. It doesn't even matter. I mean, I see 3 creatures attacking. And Ishkanok can only block 1 10/10.
Right.
And so that makes 15/10 plus the 5 from the Cultivator's Caravan.
Right. He might be trying to dig into another Grimflayer here. So depending on what he put on top, like he can still sacrifice the vessel and then play a Grimflayer that he gets off of the vessel, but it forces him to get the Grimflayer, which only keeps him alive for a turn.
Yeah, it lets him get the... Alright.
Still Dead has been announced. Alright.
Cultivator's Caravan is a heck of a Magic card.
It's a strong one. So we are on to Game 2. Green-black Delirium deck here.
This
Grasps
is where
out.
these ape tits are amazing.
Yeah, they are the ape tits. They're strong. You'll replace Grasps with some number of murders.
Okay.
You might bring in like a Ruinous Path. Like you want to just make your removal all relevant instead of just like lots
Conditional,
of grasps.
right.
So for instance, his 2 Grasps there, if those were 2 murders, how much better is that hand? Like there's no way that any Falk wins through that.
The Colossus player has a much harder time.
Right.
Because he has to then go through the loop of putting the Colossuses back into his hand, casting them again, yada yada.
All the while, Grimflayer's doing work, stacking your deck.
Grimflayer just chewing through life totals. Like it's going out of style. Alright. On Andy's side, I imagine you just if you have some like light counter magic, negates, maybe bring that in, but I can't think of cards that he wants to take out. It's a pretty tight ship over there.
Sure. So you shave on some number of puzzle knots. Yeah, I was going to say spell bombs. Really, I think if you have... And I'm a huge proponent of this card in this deck, and I don't see it all the time, but Deadlock Trap
Oh, yeah.
is choice here. Like, this is right where you want to be. Double checking some sideboards.
Making sure we got everything we need.
Yeah, Andy Falk is he's been playing this Metalwork Colossus deck for a little while now, so he definitely knows what's what. I saw a negate in there.
You saw a negate?
I saw a negate.
Sideboarded in?
Sideboarded in.
Okay. Yeah, I think a card can be very relevant. If Tyler's going to go up on removal, you want to go up on negate.
Absolutely. It's just the problem is that you don't often end with mana up.
Oh, sure.
Especially the turn you play the Colossus, unless you slow the Colossus down by a turn.
I see. I like this. I like how Select for Inspection has made an appearance in these Colossus decks.
Oh, sure.
It's a nice card, but it's kind of very specific as to where it's good.
Right.
A little too specific to see much general play. But in this matchup, I think it's pretty good because if you can bounce that Grimflayer.
Yeah, the first Grimflayer attack, that's
Yeah.
a solid one to bounce.
Right. Yeah. Got our shuffles in.
Lots of shuffling. Alright, so we've got Tyler on the play.
He's looking for a turn 2 Grimflayer, turn 3 Murder.
Right. So I read, I forget who wrote it. It might have been a Jerry article, but I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
About Green Black Delirium and like sideboarding in the mirror, but also a little bit about like the way the deck plays. And there are 3 types of games. There's the Grimflayer game, there's the Liliana game, and then there's the Emrakul games. And identifying what type of game you're trying to play early is a huge advantage in the matchup. And this is definitely a match where he wants to play the Grimflayer game. So to get a clock going early, gain incremental advantage from like your Grimflayers, your Tireless Trackers, just ride that to victory. The Liliana game is just playing a Liliana, going for the Liliana emblem, just constant pluses, tons of removal, keep the board clean.
Right.
That's not going to be entirely relevant here, although if he has a Liliana, that could be a path to victory here. And then there's the Emrakul game plan where you're just like, alright, Ishkana is coming down with Delirirum, I'm just going to stall until I can hit this Emrakul.
Right.
That's not a great one in this matchup.
Yeah, he's chosen to take the Tireless Tracker over the Emrakul on this Grasp of Darkness.
Right.
Or
that's
Grapple
very
with
relevant.
the Past, I'm sorry.
I do see a Deadlock Trap in Andy's hand.
So he found that technology that you enjoy. He had the Foundry Inspector to try and power it out.
Sure. I'm
That met its...
not a big fan of the Foundry Inspector, but it seems to do its job.
See, Deadlock Trap here is... I guess he chose Foundry Inspector because it can trade with the Tireless Tracker.
Oh, absolutely.
Instead
I
of
like
playing
it
the
here as
Deadlock
the
Trap.
play.
I'm
Deadlock
just
Trap
saying-
enters the battlefield tapped.
Right.
I'm talking as like a card
is
choice as a whole.
right in the
Yeah.
in the deck. So on the whole, it doesn't feel too good.
It turns on your opponent's removal game 1, which is like how you win a lot of your game 1s is just they have dead cards.
Right. So on the whole, you don't want your opponent too turned on.
I would say that's appropriate.
Alright. And he's falling behind in land drops here.
Man. That Foundry Inspector just produced so much advantage.
Yeah, produced 3 mana there, basically.
That was nice. I'll give it up for that. That was a good one.
Yeah. So Tyler's got 2 clues here, so... Oh, really? See, what I would have done here is I would have held back the Inspector. And it then makes Tyler make a choice between attacking with the Tireless Tracker and me blocking and, like, you gotta sack 2 clues.
Sure.
Which basically is his whole turn. So you're trading the Foundry Inspector for his whole turn.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean that's intelligent.
Or keeping the tracker back, which it prolongs the game, which is something Andy's very interested in doing.
So of note, Andy's got 2 cranes in hand. He may just be willing to take the 3 here and then just sit back and chump block this Tireless Tracker for a couple turns.
Okay.
He's got 4, 7, 9 artifacts on the board. Not 9 artifacts, but 9 mana worth of artifacts. So he's already very close. And this will get him right there.
Yeah, Skyship is huge here. Foundry Inspector's gonna crew, come at Ob Nixilis,
Yeah.
leaving him the only options is to draw the card. And then Skyship gets to finish him off next turn and still attack Tyler. Yeah, it's already dead in Andy's mind. I don't think Tyler's thinking about it as a real viable option either.
So I did notice that Tyler's got some artifact removal. Like he could fire that up in response to a crew and buy another turn with this Obnixless.
I'd be more interested in just killing the Foundry Inspector, because then he can't crew either vehicle.
Sure.
I suppose he can cast another creature, but how many 3-power guys does he really have?
It's just the Foundry Inspectors.
Right.
He could fire up a Lumbering Falls, though.
True. I would take the Hedron Archive here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright.
Just generate as much mana as possible. Really digging for this Colossus.
Yeah, you
And
want the
another
other Foundry
whiff.
Inspector here. Yep. That's okay, though.
See, there we go.
Alright. I think negate has to be the play here, right?
Yeah, Negate's a strong one here.
Yeah, because it's like a negate for 3 cards.
So here's the thing. I saw a Pick the Brain in Tyler's hand.
Uh-huh.
The issue is that so often this Metalwork Colossus deck is digging for their Colossus. Then when they draw it, they just play it. Like, you don't really get a chance to hit Colossus with Pick the Brain.
Pick their brain on it.
Right. But if you could hit, like, one of these other high mana artifacts, like a Hedron Archive, I guess it could be pretty good.
Sure.
All in all, I'm not a huge fan of that card in this matchup.
Yeah, where is there a home for Pick the Brain in Standard? It seems
There
like
may be.
It seems like it'd be good in the Aetherworks Marvel matchup. Because it's the turn before they play their Marvel, and then the Marvel doesn't have to be in play for them to get their activation on it. You get that card out of there, it's
If you get Marvel out, sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's solid.
Yep. So we're looking at Mind Rack Demon. Putting
Racking
4
the
cards
mind
to
here.
the bin. And I think Tyler's at like 7 types now. Artifact, creature, land, instant, sorcery, planeswalker.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep.
Oh, enchantment as well. So any Emrakuls he draws could be
Sure, but time's running out.
concur.
Like, he very much committed to an Emrakul game plan, and that is not one that's gonna pan out for him here.
I don't know that he had much choice though.
So you always have a choice. I mean, it could have been keeping a different hand. It could have been, you know, sequencing your plays early a little bit better.
You gotta.
Jake has added in the Pick the Brain is great in the mirror, which is good. It's good in Marvel. And it's good against Control, which... Yeah, it's good against Control. It's not great against Control. Like, I would rather have the Transgress the Mind.
Alright, so Tyler's gonna take 6 here. And don't do this. Just pass. You have the game won.
What do you not want to do? I just want to run out a Deadlock Trap.
He wants to select one of his creatures for inspection.
Oh. Yeah, I just want to run out a Deadlock Trap here, if anything. We need an Emrakul. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 card types, so he needs 6. He's going to be a mana short on cracking this Vessel and playing an Emrakul. That's game.
That's the match.
Metalwork Colossus
taking
down Game 2. What
and
a
the
champion.
match against Green Black Delirirum.
What a champion.
Yeah, I think Andy's played this deck a lot, and he's seen some. He has a really tight read on what you have to do to win the matches.
Yeah, he had some good play, some solid play there. I think Tyler had a little bit of a rough one. Game 2, I think he should have definitely mulliganed if that was like his only option.
Yeah.
He kept 7, but you definitely want to have some amount of action against this deck, and he just didn't. He didn't have any early clock. He didn't have any mid-game action. He just.
You know where you can find more action though? Next Wednesday.
My place tonight.